Okay, are you all ready to actually start?
This is Cow Moo.
Sure.
Okay, I'm recording, so let me get warmed up real quick. Do re. I'm just kidding. I don't know. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Who Gave Us a Podcast. I haven't done one of these in a couple of months, but we're finally back, and I am greeted by my friends. Not greeted by. I'm joined by my friends Dayton, Dylan, and Malachi. Say hi, guys.
Hey. Hi, guys.
Hello.
So we don't really have a topic for today. Normally we pick out a topic before we start and we follow it for most of the episode, but I couldn't think of one, so I just said let's just go and see what happens. So does anyone volunteer to start a conversation? How's life?
Let's talk about Star Wars.
No.
We're not talking about Star Wars then. I feel like Dayton's idea. We couldn't keep up. You two are two ginormous nerds. Yeah. Only a little bit.
Nah, Malachi needs to inform us on the canon. Star Wars canon.
I heard they're making a new Star Wars movie. It's supposed to be like the in-between of, what is it again? Legends and canon. Yeah. That's debatable depending on whether they bring Abeloth into these.
Right now, the movie that's being made is Mandalorian and Grogu.
As long as it doesn't have anything to do with Rey and that bullcrap, I'll be happy. Mandalorian.
No, I actually want it to be about in the timeline about Rey because I want to see how she recreates the Jedi Order.
No one does it. No. Dayton, you got the whole thing wrong. Her job wasn't to recreate the Jedi Order. She was the one that brought balance to the Force, which is where the Force should be. It shouldn't be all Sith. It shouldn't even be all Jedi. It should be in balance. That was the whole goal of Star Wars.
That's why Luke Skywalker's Jedi Order fell, because the Force wanted it to.
I'm so lost.
Luke and Legends?
Yeah. No, I'd love to see the Luke Legends movie because because he had the Force lightning. He had Silent Judgment or whatever.
What are y'all talking about? He used Force lightning like the daughter did on Mortis, which is crazy.
Yes, and then I would love to see a movie about him recreating the Jedi Order and how he created Kylo Ren.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, but also I'm really confused at that because what is happening?
Me and Dylan are so lost.
Me and Nate have no idea what's going on.
It's okay, we'll fill you in. What are you confused about, Malachi?
Never mind, it was a dumb thought. I thought the timeline didn't match up for a second.
Honestly, it doesn't if you add in all the extra, series they have and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, well, I'm not getting into that because they're already confused enough. Well, Disney's ruined a lot of things.
Yeah, should we go back to George Lucas era?
Over-abuse. We do not need 17 Star Wars shows. Yes, we do.
Okay, we need 17 good ones, not 17 bad ones.
I know.
Andor had a rough start, but it turned out pretty good.
Wait.
Like how Anakin became Vader, in between Revenge of the Sith and.
That's basically Rogue One.
Revenge of the Sith in the original movie. When Anakin becoming a Sith. I would never see a movie on that.
Oh, we need to see about how Darth Vader gets his...
about how he, leads his lightsaber and stuff? That'd be cool.
That one. Because there's so much,
It'd be a good topic.
So...
because people keep creating new things to fill in the gaps of bleeding because of how Osha did in Star Wars Acolyte.
Yeah, because they sell them so many.
And because the fans keep making up new things. The Force Scream, how fans basically created that. The Sith Scream.
Most of the overpowering beings and gods of Star Wars, I sent you the tier list stuff and whatnot, most of those are fan created.
Yeah, we need George Lucas back. because I don't like fan-created stuff, even though it's so good. I want real stuff.
I still think the Jar Jar Binks is the Sith is like the best fan theory.
I feel like they have to do something with that because it's too big.
It's legit too. I think it'll actually be legit.
I don't think it's actually real, but they have to do something with that. But I love a Mace Windu movie of how he survives and how he meets Darth Vader.
But did he survive?
Fans brought him back to life.
What?
I watched an interview with Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, Hayden Christensen, and whatever his name was. He said Mace Windu is still alive. He said that. The actor Mace Windu.
Yeah, he said. Well, he didn't say it. He said, I think, or no, he did say, in my opinion, Mace Windu is still alive. Is like how he worded it. That doesn't necessarily mean he is alive just because the actor said he thinks his character.
But the thing is basically a thing now, so if they did do something, it'd probably be with Mace Windu, because it's basically a thing now.
So, from the perspective... let me cook. From the
what are y'all's opinions on the newer Star Wars movies? Like the newer
that is so funny.
Okay,
Nathan's like, let me cook, as in let me talk. And then Dylan's just like, I don't care. I'm more important.
Force Awakens is the middest movie in Star Wars history. Last Jedi was not that good.
No.
Rise of Skywalker was actually decent.
I loved Last Jedi. Last Jedi is my favorite.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Alright, buddy, you just need to stop talking right now.
Let's kick Nathan out of his own podcast.
They're just gonna take It's Nathan LOL away and make it like it's Dayton / Malachi / Dylan LOL.
No, I liked Rise of Skywalker. It was actually a solid movie, man. Because
it was actually my favorite movie until I realized
I never even watched them. They were so bad, like none of the people I knew who were Star Wars fans ever even put them on. So I never even saw them, really.
You have to see them at least once because it's a Star Wars movie. You have to see every Star Wars movie at least once.
Yeah, I refuse to watch them.
But I watched this ranking tier of Star Wars movies. They put Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope above Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith.
Return of the Jedi.
That's
fair.
I don't even know the names of them. I just know the numbers.
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back is so mid. It's not even close to Return of the Jedi.
Dude, that's the second best movie.
That's fair.
Return of the Jedi is the second best.
Is the most overrated. The original 3 is the most overrated. It's the most overrated.
I think the
original 3 is it's just nostalgia at its finest. That's all it is, nostalgia.
I know. The second one.
Return of the Jedi is a good movie. It's not my favorite, but it's the best out of the originals.
It was Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, I was a huge fan. It was
so good. But here's the thing, though. Every Star Wars movie that starts with an R is the best. And every Star Wars movie that starts with an R is the last.
I thought the best two Star Wars movies were both like the third of the first 6 movies. Like the Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi are both my favorite Star Wars movies. Those are the two I like to go back to.
Here's the thing, though. So you know how there's prequel trilogy, original trilogy, and sequel trilogy? Every trilogy, the last one that starts with an R is the best. Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. All the last 3, and all start with an R.
I never thought about it that way, but yeah, you worked on it right, though.
So...
No.
Nathan,
From the perspective of someone who has watched all 9 movies, the 9 original movies, and 2.5 seasons of Mandalorian, and the first 2 episodes of Andor and Skeleton Crew, that's all my Star Wars knowledge. I would, if we are getting a new movie, I would want a movie that's like about how the actual like Star Wars even started, like everything in between.
So I can actually explain. Like you're talking about the creation story of all the Star Wars.
Yeah.
But how we got from Elon Musk owning Twitter to the creation of the lightsaber. I want everything from there to there. Those are my 2 landmarks.
So, Star Wars isn't a future, isn't meant to symbolize the future of this world. The Star Wars universe is, I forget, I think it's like supposed to be 21 billion years old or something like that. And in Star Wars Legends, in the extended universe, they put in like stories through that 21 billion years up until the Battle of Yavin, which was the battle that the first Death Star was destroyed. So that's the timeline.
I want a movie that talks about the old Republic, but actually describes it, like Darth Malgus in the Purge of Mandalore. Well, not Purge.
Okay, I want to see maybe talk about Star Wars in the ancient times. So there's a talk of like the old.
It's like the old Republic, like when Darth Malgus came to the Jedi Temple and destroyed like thousands of Jedi, and when the Mandalorians fought the Jedi. Like, I want old Republic stuff.
I also want to see stuff like the invention of the proto saber and like the really old Star Wars, like the super old stuff.
Yeah, and like and then about Darth Plagueis training Darth Sidious.
So,
you didn't get enough Mandalorians versus Jedi in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'm actually good without Mandalorian, but like that timeline I want.
Okay, let's be honest though. I feel like Star Wars has been getting worse though. Like, I went to watch.
So has Marvel. Just saying, Marvel.
I don't watch Marvel either though.
Definitely.
I don't watch Marvel either.
Go back to like Iron Man 1 and then like watch like the newest ones. Yeah.
But like, let me talk.
The new
still made a lot of good movies.
The Marvel movie that came out is like one of the best ever. People are saying. So I feel like this new Star Wars movie that's coming out next year is going to be a hit.
There's like 5 coming out next year. What's the hit?
The first one that's coming out is The Mandalorian and Grogu. I feel like that's going to be a gigantic hit because that timeline, those characters are beloved by the entire Star Wars people.
The Mandalorian's huge, so I'd say when they make a movie about it, it's
$1 million idea. We get, you know how in the Ahsoka series they went to a different galaxy to find Ezra and Thrawn. What if they make another movie about them going to our galaxy and interacting with us?
Elon Musk.
And make it a lot more realistic.
I want Ahsoka to get a Twitter account or X account.
Shut up, bro. Who's about Elon Musk?
Okay, look, I just want a movie where Elon Musk gets a lightsaber. Is that too much to ask?
No.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Okay,
You make a movie about Star Wars coming to our galaxy and coming to Earth and like killing us all.
And like killing us.
Okay, that's dark.
That got dark really quickly.
Yeah.
Or like taking over every country in the world and just making us slaves or something. I don't know. Like something interactive. I was want something interactive with us.
Or what if we won instead of us all just getting enslaved?
Okay, well then we destroy the Sith and Jedi. We take their lightsabers and
we give one to Elon.
We're not in World War III.
Elon Musk fanboy.
No, I just think he's goofy.
I thought I said keep. I'm like, what?
So why do you keep mentioning Elon Musk and the lightsaber? Where did you get this from?
I don't know. I just thought of it and now I can't stop.
How long have we been yapping for? 41 minutes.
We've only been recording for like 15. But okay, from my
This has been the 15 best Star Wars minutes of my life.
Okay, but like from where I'm at, I feel like it's all getting a lot worse because like I went to watch the 3rd season of The Mandalorian, and literally I watched 2 episodes and I was like, I am done with this because it was so boring. It was the most boring.
Star Wars season starts off really slow.
It was.
Your attention span is just too little.
It was
you gotta ride that.
the most boring hour of my life. 2 hours of my life, and then I went to watch Andor. Same thing. And for Skeleton Crew. All of those shows.
Okay, Nathan, here's the thing. Skeleton Crew, you gotta watch it. Andor. I hated the first couple episodes. It starts off slow. But you gotta write it out.
And the thing is, it all it all went over my head too. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, I didn't understand a thing that just happened.
We watched the other 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. I haven't seen Andor or Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew was so good. You gotta watch it. It was so good. And it's in the timeline before the First Order, but after the Empire. But this entire planet of people doesn't even know about like the war, because they were on a planet where the like during the Clone Wars or during the Old Republic, they put many planets with Old Republic credits to manufacture credits without the knowledge of people, so that it was hidden. So, if you got what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess. Can we go back? I've heard enough about Star Wars. What I'm going to say was, can we visit the Marvel topic? Yeah. I want to say one thing about that. You said, like, just like Marvel, Star Wars getting worse. Marvel, I feel like, has, like, now is, like, one really good movie every 2 years that keeps it alive.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's every movie series.
To be fair, I have watched a total of 2.5 Marvel movies in my life. So, I do like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, though. That's really good. I love that. I'm so into that. But
talking about the live-action ones here?
No. The Spider-Man that's, like, not live-action, about Miles.
Yeah. I don't talk about it. I'm talking about, like, the MCU.
Yeah.
I was excited for the How to Train Your Dragon to come out.
I've still never watched the animated version of that movie.
Yeah, I think I watched How to Train Your Dragon when I was really little. I can't remember it, though.
I watched it, but I never watched it again. Like, it was mid.
I wish I could remember it, but I don't.
We're dating, bro.
I'm ready.
Okay, guys. On a completely different topic. Dylan, Malachi, sorry, Dayton, you won't be there. I'm at church camp this week. We're going to church camp this week, right? We leave tomorrow. Probably we'll leave when this podcast comes out.
Wait.
I
have mixed. Oh, I do have mixed.
Do you want to every night after it's done, like take some time and record and do an audio like summary of the day and then stitch them together and have a long podcast going over like everything we learned in a week?
I would.
Sure.
Do we have time? Do we have time for that?
I think we could do that before we go to bed every night. Just do like 10-15 minutes. I think that would be good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so plan on whenever we get back, a couple days after, probably sometime in the next 2 weeks, we'll have that up. As long as all things go well and everything's smooth. And then, yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So, Dylan, Malachi, Dayton, thanks for coming on.
We have one more thing to say.
What?
My channel is Aviator. You should check us out.
I will. Dayton will be the top comment. I will pin his channel as the top comment. So go to the comment section if you want to check him out. Dylan and Malachi will probably be in the comments too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying for the whole thing. Props to you if you stayed for the whole thing.
I know. You're welcome.
Shout out to. Who do we want to give a shout out to? Shout out to Okay, sorry guys. The meeting crashed, but shout out to Catherine Merkel and Sarah Bark. Yep. Oh, and Matt Perkins, of course. Just random subscribers I picked. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.